Today we are making rose bath melts. Now these are not fizzy bath melts. These are pure butters bath melt. So I want to tell you guys what's in it, and then I'm going to melt down my ingredients and come back and put everything together to show you guys how it works. Now this has shea butter, mango butter, cocoa butter in here. I have my beeswax here. I have my pink colorant here. I'm going to decorate the tops with Merlot salt and rose petals. Of course, if you use rose petals in any kind of bath melt, bath bomb, make sure people know that they can put it in an organza bag and it will still melt, but it will catch all of the floating petals, just in case they don't want those in their bath. I have kale and clay here. I have colloidal oatmeal. I have a little bit of poly 80 because I want to make sure that this is not an oil slick on top of the bath. I want it to incorporate into the water. And I have a lovely rose preserve type fragrance oil. It smells like soft candied roses. It's a really nice romantic fragrance. And I think that's it, you guys. So I'm going to take this and my beeswax and melt them together over a double boiler. And I will be back once they're melted. See you in a bit. Okay, guys, we are back and I am about to add my colorant in, as well as my kale and clay, my colloidal oatmeal, and my poly 80. I'm using an amaranth pink mica. I'm not sure if I'm going to need a little bit more of that, so just going to test out with that much first. Give it a little bit more pink, and it does have some shimmer to it. It's not really going to change the bath color. It is just going to add a little bit of shimmer to the bath. It is really just coloring the melt itself. I'm going to add in my poly 80 and my fragrance. And again, I add the poly 80 in because I want to make sure that the oils and the butters are going to mix well into the water. I don't want them to sit on top. I just got a new package of my sticks here, and we're going to add in the fragrance oil. And I'm going to blend that in as well. Okay, I'm going to make sure everything is well mixed in, that there are no oils stuck to the sides. Okay, now it's time to pour it into my mold. Now this mold has been around for a very, very long time. I've already bleached it and cleaned it with alcohol. And I'm not filling them all the way up. I'm leaving about 1/4 of an inch at the top to hold the flowers and the Merlot salt. And of course I'm making a mess as usual. I genuinely am the worst pourer ever, and this is definitely not the easiest bowl to pour from. It's spilling over into the next, so that's why I'm going this way. Oh, that one was a little too full. If any of you guys are looking for new spatulas, these are spectacular. I got them at Walmart. You can use them up to 450 degrees, I believe. They're awesome. And I think it comes in a set of 4, if I remember what I bought correctly. And I love them. Genuinely love them. Okay, now I'm going to take my spoon, and the ones that I put a little more in, I'm going to take a little bit out. Because I definitely want them to all be the same size. And then I'll save this little one on the end for me as my tester, and it's already solidifying. Now you wait until it gets a little bit of a film on top, which these have. And you can take your Merlot salt and just sprinkle a tiny bit onto each one. And this is purely decorative. It's not using enough to really have the full benefit. But it's a really nice addition, and it's very pretty. Now, if you wanted, you could have laid your Merlot salt down on the bottom and just filled the whole bottom with the Merlot salt. And then you would have had more of a benefit of the salt being in. Okay. Next up are our rose petals. I think next year when I make these, I'm going to use rose buds instead of rose petals, and I will use a whole bud on the center of each one. Oh, that was a actual leaf from the rose. I'll put more rose petals. There we go. Now that's pretty. Yay. And then I'm going to shake it down a bit because I want to make sure that all those petals are in the molds. Okay, and once they are fully solidified, I will let them sit overnight. I will then take a couple of individuals and put them in these little cups and put a lid on them and sell as individuals, and I will also do sets of 2. Now with bath melts like this, depending on the size of your bathtub, you would be able to, if you have a small average size bathtub, you could cut it in half and just use half of a heart. If you have a really large bathtub, you could use one whole bath melt. That of course is always up to you, and since this is oils, butters, you will need to be careful in the bath because it will definitely make it slippery. Anytime you put oils in your bath, it gets slippery. I guess that's it, you guys. This is Heather from H&P Artistry wishing you luck, love, and a fantastic day. Bye, guys.